It was one of those porn moans that I should have had done in front of him, but it was already too late. I just did it. I said, "Sorry, I forgot you were there." Because I was trying to get the point across. Because I know she can do it. I just didn't know if it was because he was there, or she felt uncomfortable doing it in front of me, or something like that. Because honestly, I don't give a shit. I need the best of the best. If you gonna fucking moan, you gonna moan in that fucking mic. You gonna make that shit sound good.
Name a whack artist like from the early 2000s who we thought was whack. Like he just wasn't that good. Like somebody who at the time he wasn't as good as the artist that was out then, and we thought it was whack. Like for me, I don't even know if he was really an artist or more so a hype man. I always say like Lil Jon, you know, something like that.
But he was definitely a hype man. He never was an artist. He was just a chanter. So he chanted. That's what he did. He made fight songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
who a whack artist early 2000s.
I just did not go away for some reason.
Bone Crusher.
All right.
I mean,
he's a Bone Crusher.
He barely did anything. He had that one song. I was gonna say Silk the Shocker.
All right.
He kept getting funding.
No matter who you say. All right, so we all know, you know, whack rappers like now, right? Is those whack rappers you name now better than the whack rappers today?
I mean,
is Bone Crusher better than a rapper now that you would say is whack? Because to me, what I'm getting at, to me, it feels like the artists who we thought were like not that good back then, it's like they're still, to me, much more entertaining than like artists now.
I mean, well, I also view artists differently back in the day than I do now because I gotten older and the music that's coming out is much younger now. I mean, I feel like that's one thing that doesn't change. The popular music is always going to be between people that are 20 and maybe 30, like the most popular music. Then after that, it goes to a new, and it gets a little bit younger each year. And I'm not, if anything, I'm not attracted to really anybody under 30. I don't care how like logically cute you are. I'm still not attracted to you, and that plays a big part of fandom in general. So if I'm gonna be a fan of somebody, that's the first thing I'm be a fan of. If it's a guy, if I'm mutually like, if I'm attracted, like. So if I can't get that kind of feeling, then it's not gonna be there. You know. Now, I mean, unless a bunch of random 35-year-old artists come out, and it's gonna take me a lot to listen to them anyway.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck are they talking about?
Are they using auto-tune?
Yeah.
Everybody uses auto-tune today.
And also, I feel like everything was more sexualized back in the day too.
You think so? Back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day, I think there was more music for women to like.
Oh, well, yeah.
It was a cleaner way. They just had a cleaner way of talking about it. It was more descriptive. And
yeah, I was going to say, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, but we also, my time grew up with people like B2K and Pretty Ricky and like people, a lot of music just talk about sex.
Yeah, everybody's talking about fucking, but it's just different ways.
They weren't as explicit with it, though.
Yeah. Now it's talking about how to be is like how to be a hoe now. How to be a thought.
Encouraging.
How to be the nasty. Yeah, encouraging.
Yeah, encouraging.
I like the other foreplay. This might be other people's foreplay that gets turned them on, being talked to down like you gonna suck that man's dick. Like I don't know. It's just like if they get off on that, fine. No old fashioned. Not the chase. Don't tell me what to do. That's pretty much the start. Don't tell me how to be a hoe. I knew to be a hoe on my own. If I want to be a hoe. I'm not saying that I am a hoe. I'm just saying. If I want to be a hoe, I can figure out my own self. I don't need your help. I'm independent. Bootsy.
That's fair. What I will say to that point is, it's just different eras, man. It's just all different eras going to sound different. There's going to be a new barrier of entry and different reasons and objectives that cause people to get into certain fields, such as music. But we always have to remember things don't grow over time; they get worse over time too. So it's just naturally in life that just happens.
Who you rather listen to, 3 6 Mafia or the Migos?
Migos.
Really?
I wasn't.
G
I
Unit
I
or
wasn't a
Migos?
big 3 6 Mafia guy.
G Unit
I'm not.
or the Migos?
That's two different eras, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like
two different. Like there's like 10 years between them in music.
I'm saying though, but like what I'm saying is like what was hot then. What's in my opinion, I still would listen to G Unit over the Migos today. If like they were having a concert, I would go
to the G
Unit. Like I wouldn't go to me. I would go to the G Unit. So it's like I still feel like people
Yeah, I know. I think I probably know more G Unit songs than I do Migos. I think I know one Migos song.
Yes, I feel like
I only know the first like 30 seconds, and that's the Narcos one. Because I like the guitar in that one.
Yeah, I listened to a few of their albums, so I have a couple projects from them that actually like it.
And I feel like, don't they put like 40 songs on their albums?
Nah, that was later in their career.
How
many?
That started with Culture 2, where they put out that many songs.
Like
that's
30 songs. Like if I ever see a CD that dares to have more than 10 songs, they can go to hell. Kick rocks.
Yeah, you ain't that good.
Like you're not.
40.
I say my time limit is about a 30-minute album. I can do a 30-minute album.
Nah, I don't know. 48 Migos songs? Damn.
No, they never. It was never 48. See, Culture 2 was 24 songs.
I'm not listening to that.
That's 20 songs, bro. That's not appealing.
An hour 45 minutes. That was
What?
Culture 2.
That's a whole movie.
And that wasn't the deluxe. That was the regular version.
So the deluxe had remixes on it.
And Culture 3, 19 songs, hour 15 minutes.
I'm not listening to that.
Culture 1, 13 songs, 58 minutes.
I mean, that's
The song
reasonable.
is fucking long though.
Yeah, 58 minutes.
So if you want to listen to 30 minutes of music, how many tracks should that be?
30 minutes worth of music?
Mm-hmm.
10 to 12.
About 10 songs.
Yeah.
I just feel like the longer the song, it's almost like it begins to get repetitive. Because you're going to hear the hook probably, what, three or four times?
Yeah, depending on what kind of song it is.
Yeah.
Because God forbid they start with the fucking chorus first.
Yeah.
Like it's an R&B track.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Back in the day, they had the 30-second intro.
Yeah.
Then they have the audacity to do a chorus. Then do a verse. Then do a chorus.
And then the third verse, they change the beat to something.
Yeah.
Like,
I know the second verse, though. They do a second verse, which is longer than the first verse, but has a breakdown. They're going to be reintroduced later. So then they do a chorus 2 times, then the third breakdown verse that has the whole change up. Then they do a chorus again, and then they reintroduce the thing that was in the second verse later. So we got a song that's 5 minutes and 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
And they're repeating the chorus like 3-4 times, so the ad libs are different. So, just throw it out there. That's R&B.
Why do you think people don't like R&B today as they done before?
Because R&B is no longer... It's not the same, and it's also no different than hip-hop. It's just more, melodic. I guess they're saying the same thing.
A bunch of rappers that knew they didn't have a good rapping voice decided they had a decent singing voice and they rather sing. That's what R&B is today.
Yeah.
That would feel like what it is.
Yeah, it's not
like,
really...
And it lacks a lot of it lacks soul.
You're just saying shit. It's just saying stuff.
What do you think an artist could add to fill that gap?
They gotta be good looking too.
What do you mean, like, as far as between...
As far as just bringing more soul or what's missing to R&B today?
I don't think they can do anything
They
because I don't
can't.
think people listen to it that way anymore.
Yeah, and plus the producers that were doing those R&Bs, they're not really producing like that anymore. I mean, and
The
then if they
same-
are, you have to pay out the pocket because, like, back in the day, like some of the songs that I like, a lot of them were produced by Jermaine Dupri. So, and you know he gonna charge a fine, and he's gonna try to negotiate something huge, and also to me, R&B it takes a lot more. I don't care what anybody says, it takes a lot more. And unless
I agree with that. I think,
you
'cause
have
I
to come up with
record-
a plan for the R&B songs.
and not only that, I think when you're an artist isn't like you can have a bad day as a rap artist, and I feel like you can come in and you can just rap. I think you do the same thing with R&B, like if you're gonna do it, but I think it takes a lot more for you to like prepare mentally, because I think for me, like R&B, I think you can the feelings you put into it. I think it's like you almost have to like. I think with like I don't know, I've never rapped, but it just seems like with rap you can just get on the mic and you can just rap. But it feels like with R&B, it feels like you can't bring like a bad day at work into the studio and sing. I don't think it would translate like feeling wise. Like I know, yeah, you can, I guess, zone out or whatever, but I just think like the vibe, I think you kind of have to like separate it like from the day. Like as in rap, you kind of just like reciting. You don't have to really put emotion into it.
Yeah, and then you probably can always re-record. It'd be easier to re-record a fucking rap song than it is an R&B song.
Yeah.
And then layers. And then also about the production too. I feel like today's R&B's songs are not. I'm used to the overproduction of shit. Layers and layers of vocals. Like, it just you can hear the key changes, and you can hear them. You can hear. I feel like everything wasn't melodyne to make false choruses. Like people go. I feel like R&B now, they come into the studio, they do maybe 1 or 2 takes, and then you have to make something huge from what you have. So you have to artificially make harmonies and shit like that, because it actually would be easier for the producer, because you realize the way that you're training the artist to sing, they can't really do it because they're not trained. They just got a good voice. They're not a trained singer, so they can't make their own harmony. So you have to do it to make it sound right.
So, as an engineer, you get somebody that wants to try to sing and they're not the greatest. Is it our job to try to coach them, if we can, to have better records, or just get the best recording out of it? Just work with that.
It depends on the artist.
It's a little bit of both.
I feel like it depends. It definitely. I mean, it depends on the artist. If they come in, they know they're not the best singer or whatever, they're gonna want you to coach them. But if they can't do what you're trying to show them, you're losing it. You still lose anyway.
Yeah, it defeats the purpose.
Now, a trained singer, like I know a girl, Trey. Shout out to Trey. She can come in and she can do her own harmonies. She just need to know which ones. Sometimes just which ones to do, so I can get quick takes like that. Or she'll know how to go. Like, can you kind of go up a third or something like that? It's like you're a little sharp, and then she can just adjust it. Just a little. She knows how to adjust it because she can hear it.
So, as a new and upcoming engineer, how do you get better at telling people when to do stuff like that? Is it just gotta listen?
You have to.
more?
You just have to do it sometimes. Sometimes it's gonna be so fucking embarrassing. Yeah. I did it one time in front of him, I think. Like I was trying to tell BX how to be sexy. I said her moan didn't sound authentic, and then I did the actual moan like I wanted her to do. I knew it came out perfect, but it was very inappropriate. Like it was one of those porn moans that I should have had done in front of him, but it was already too late. I just did it. I said, "Sorry, I forgot you were there." Because I was trying to get the point across. Because I know she can do it. I just didn't know if it was because he was there, or she felt uncomfortable doing it in front of me, or something like that. Because honestly, I don't give a shit. I need the best of the best. If you gonna fucking moan, you gonna moan in that fucking mic. You gonna make that shit sound good. We have to make it. You want it to seem real, or you want it to be a joke. I feel like the more jokey it is, people don't take it seriously. So you put one good ass moan in there, and then everybody's like, That felt real. That kind of turned me on. Especially if it's a song about sex. You have to put everything. I feel like you have to make it immersive for the people, so it'd be easier for you to feel. Cause damn, if the moment they make a song and do like a boss fix and you feel sexy, you want to feel that shit. You're like, yeah, bitch, I feel fucking sexy today. You want to feel that shit. If we can hit you like that, that's when you got something on you. That's when you got something. That's just how I feel.
So as far as getting better at listening and knowing certain keys and pitches of what to tell certain artists to do, how would somebody get better at that? Is it listening to more music, learning the vocal trainings, and what's up?
I don't really know about, like, I guess how to tell them put it in what key, but I think the job is to help them see help create the picture, the vision for the song. And I think you kind of see, like me, I always visualize like the finished product, kind of like before it's finished. That way it kind of gives like a sense of direction. So, I hear it and it's just like, nah, that don't sound good with like the last verse or the last whatever you said. So like it's already off. So it's just like trying to get everything to kind of like sound alike, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, also they can get better. They need to find they have to find out where they're going. They have to find out who they're going to be.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to find somebody. If they're doing something new, I feel like anybody that's doing something new is already advanced enough to not really need me. If they come in and they say, I just want to sing, they need direction, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna try this beat, I'm gonna try this beat, I'm gonna try this beat. It's harder because I feel like you hear something and then they hear something. And then egos get in the way depending on the artist.
I feel like the first verse they do kind of like set the tone for the rest of the song.
And I always feel like most of the time the second verse is always the best verse.
Second verse, I feel like the very first thing they record, whatever type energy they put into like that first, the first verse, like that's the tone for the song. So I try to kind of like build everything around that, because I feel like if it's off, unless it's one of those songs where like the tempo changes or something like that, I kind of feel like that's the script. Whatever that first verse is, the first hook, whatever, I feel like that's just how the song should go. So they come in aggressive, then you can't slow down and back off. I feel like you have to keep it aggressive, all the way through.
Depends on content and type of record.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I know that, but it's just like you can't make a song about armed robbery and then it's just like the next verse. It's like you chill, and you're not as aggressive. Like you can't come out like mystical and then like turn into like Drake mid song. Like you have to keep it.
I was thinking like Loon.
Yeah.
I'm saying I agree with it, because a lot of stuff, especially if you talk about armed robbery and you do it in this like a story style, that's when theater of the mind plays in it, because you want people to visualize everything that you're saying. Theater of the mind in storytelling rap, it's super fucking important. But then I don't know. I can't really think of a song that everything makes sense. Like, it's a concept song, Yeah. And I just feel like every time I hear something, when I first hear something,
Everything is off subject these days.
it's like I don't know what they're talking about. It just feel like it's want.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's like that, though. It's like armed robbery. The next thing you know, it's about
Fucking some chick.
Yeah.
And then like going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
It's like
Stop by the Waffle House and it's just
like,
just be all over the place.
What's happening? Is this happening all in one weekend?
Yeah.
I need some context.
Yeah.
Well, is it there are a lot of people now, they just don't know how to rap?
They don't know how to tell stories.
I think a lot of people
They don't know how to stay on
always say,
subject.
what I say is a lot of people just like to get on the mic and cuss.
To that point,
That's what I say.
I understand what you're saying, but I believe why some people may not know how to just say who's the greatest of all time and who's the best is because they don't know how to describe the different levels of an artist. As somebody will say, this artist brings out the emotion the best out of a record and how important that is. Or the difference between him and somebody being the best lyricist, the best storyteller, and has the best production and the subject matters or more vast. There's different levels of artists that make them go in certain conversations that sometimes people may not be able to explain because some of these people actually can rap. We just always, of course, may not like it, but at the same time, there are certain records that are just not all the way developed, but that's just how it is for certain people. So it's a nuanced conversation, but at the same time, you have a lot of people talking about music that just don't know or care about music as well. And that's why you see certain people come out with certain things because they know the audience really don't care that much about music. So it's not that they're not putting enough effort in it because sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. But as far as focusing on what to talk about, this is what they're listening to at the end of the day. So I don't have to worry about making this other content that they're not going to listen to. So let's say if Young Thug decided to make songs about buying back the block, ain't nobody going to listen to that shit. They want to hear about...
They might now.
At this point, they might not have a choice, but they want to hear about slime season. They want to hear about robbing niggas, fuck the judge, all that. That's what they want to hear. Fucking bitches and all that. That's what they want to hear. Just like when Future at one point tried to change his stuff and not rap about being on drugs no more. It didn't work, so he had to rap about it. So it's all about how you present yourself and how you carry that on to the rest of your career. And that's who you're going to be, no matter what. If that's what people see you as when they first see you, that's who you are until you show different. But you have to be vastly good or great, if not better, than what they first seen you as for them to respect you as well. If you do it well, you can do the other thing. But if you don't, they're not going to see you as being able to do that other thing or talk about that other subject. So
I agree.
Speaking of Young Thug, do you think this case will make artists not stop talking about that type of subject matter? Because it's always going to be talked about. Be a little bit more careful.
No.
No.
Because there wouldn't be... what's trap music without talking about the things that Young Thug talked about?
Yeah, people been saying, fuck the police and kill the police all the time. This whole damn time. It hasn't stopped once.
Yeah.
And this spawns another question. These artists really are making money. Because if they're really making that much money, they don't have to still be in the streets. In my opinion, anyway.
In your opinion, I was going to say.
I mean, I share the same thing as you. If they're making that much money, I'm like, why bother? For example, like T.I.'s son, he had
that Waffle House thing?
I don't know if that's the same thing. I don't know. I just saw him, for some reason, there was a Twitter about him, and they posted it in one of my Discord groups. And he was like, if so-and-so's son is out here, and they had guns and they were shooting them.
Oh,
like,
I remember that, yeah.
I'm like, for one, he looks just like his mother, which is unfortunate. And two, it's like, if they're actually going to do it, they know that you did it.
Yeah.
You're going to go to jail.
Yeah, I seen that he had the guns or like...
Because everything doesn't have to go to trial. And then you have hardcore evidence. They can be like, bitch, you're getting 30 years. And why would you want to do that? You got the money. Why would you want to... You're that bored with money that you just want to either start shit?
Because he probably didn't grow up with having to go through anything, so...
Like, why would you want stress?
But that's a good thing.
I thought that was a good thing.
Ideally.
Like, I want my thing. If I was rich, I'd be worried about not having the color boat they don't have that day. I wanted a cream, but they only had a pearl. I would throw a fit about that. That's rich people shit. That's for like not going around shooting other people's kids for no fucking reason because they said you ugly. It's like, come on, grow up. And it's not their fault that you're ugly. choose. Either way. Just saying. It just rich people don't. If you don't want to know what to do with your money instead of getting in trouble, I'll take your money. I want to go on vacations. I want to invest in companies and stuff like that. I would, if I had the money, I would invest in A-My Studios, and we'll move into a different location. Just throwing that out there, where we will have multiple facilities, so we can expand our brand. And then where Dre can have his own studio, I can have my own studio, Mike can have his own studio. And then we will hire a team to get us more work, so we can get other things other than music. Because it's it'd be nice to change it up, expand to the video game community.
Yeah,
I want to do that.
Definitely. Once I gather more funds, I'm definitely gonna start live streaming video game content for sure.
Yeah, I want to get into ADR.
What's that?
Like audio. Dialogue recording when you're redoing audio for like movies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So,
speaking of getting into different things, I want to get out of doing certain things so I can focus on doing a variation of other things.
like what?
Music videos.
You don't want to do music videos no more?
Not right now, no.
It's like music videos became easier. I remember back in the day, on MTV when they had the behind the videos. And like Hype Williams and Joseph Kahn, and they show you like Janet Jackson and Nelly, and you can see like them making the video. You could tell it took like $1 million to do the video. Now people are charging $750 to get the same quality.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I don't want to do it. Also, I don't mind being a part of a team, but just doing a solo running gun stuff, I don't want to do that anymore. Even though I didn't do it for that long a period of time anyway. In my opinion, it's a big market. It's oversaturated. Other people doing it. In my opinion, people just don't care about the quality of the video anymore. It's just.
I mean, the video matches the song that has no substance. So
exactly.
It's just them rapping.
Yeah, I don't.
On the block.
At the convenience store.
Like buy some fancy car with some hoes, throwing the guns. Somebody got the shirt off.
Yeah, with the money phone or however they do it.
Yeah, or a suitcase full of money. They do that. Cooking crack. I think that's the one that's newer.
Yeah, it's just not.
Rolling up weed, some twerking. I mean, I don't feel any Oscar-worthy performances in these videos.
Yeah, it's just. I noticed I kind of forgot this myself. I didn't get into doing videos by doing music videos. Something I had to learn along the way because it was offered to me. Of course, when you get offered another source of income, why not? But over time, you start doing it and you're realizing, I don't like this. I'm not enjoying myself doing this. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. I don't think after a certain point, I don't think it's going to be much growth until they get a bigger team or a different type of clientele that wants to invest in more creative stuff that I would like to venture in and do in that field.
I feel you, because that's how I feel about video editing. I used to love it. I can do it. I just don't like to do it. So I just went straight of audio editing. I can do that shit all fucking day.
Yeah, I'd rather produce, edit, and actually direct, not direct and film, but direct a music video rather than be the shooter. I am able to do it, but I would rather be a little more behind the scenes with it when it comes to videos. As far as music videos and other stuff like commercials, I probably wouldn't mind shooting, but I think I'm starting to realize I like being a little more behind and producing and coming up with a plan of making said video instead of doing that and shooting it.
I get it. It's kind of a little bit of pre-production, a lot of post-production.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realized I always want to do post-production in every aspect. But I want to be there for the pre-production, though, just to see if they got it together. Because then I'll know at the very beginning if it's going to be worth my time.
Right. Because there are just certain pieces I want to have as far as camera gear, just because I do like shooting at times, just to have it cool, stuff like that. But as far as just being a guy, hey, I'm going to shoot videos all day. Nah, music videos, no. I rather like shooting other stuff. That's just me, though. You want somebody else to shoot your video? There's a lot of other people out there. They'll do it just fine. I have my price, and obviously, sometimes you'll have to fluctuate because depending on budget. But that all depends on who. Because there are times when you're going to have to just fluctuate your price with certain people. And that all depends on who. But you also have to make sure that you're having enough where you can do stuff like that.
True.
Has there ever been a moment in y'all's careers so far, or you might be feeling right now or coming up, that you've had a similar experience to that regard?
Where you didn't want to do something anymore or venture into something else?
Yeah.
I always wanted to do like I don't know, like video game, movies, sound effects, stuff like that. I think I would like to do that personally. But like give up on everything else, nah. Well, not give up, but I guess
Just
take a break from it. But
push on from the back burner, yeah.
Nah.
Not really. I always wanted to do music for movies and stuff like that, but it's just like it's hard to get in that shit, bro. So as of right now, just try to make a much music with other artists. Sometimes it comes out good. Sometimes it's more desire. The more wins than fails at the moment. So even though a lot of it's a headache, but the moment I get the opportunity and it pays well, I can do a video game or something like that. I'll take it in a heartbeat. And I feel like I'll be able to charge enough for me to actually quit my job and just focus on that. So I can put my all in that, so that it'd be a chance that I get hired again or refer to somebody else. He said it's like that's like my one song. Like people always, every rapper when they want to make it, they have that one song. They're waiting for that one song. I'm waiting for that one movie, or that one video game, that one contract that says anytime you make another version of this game, I will be your composer. Because I will put that in the fucking contract. You would have to you want to use my theme music? You either have to pay me a large sum of money to use that theme music for the next ones, because you're going to have to reintroduce it if it's story based.
Or I get royalties.
Or just hire me as your composer, and you won't have to shell out as much, and then you still be part ownership of the music to come. I feel like that's a better deal.
Yeah.
Have you tried like what do you call Foley?
Yeah, we used to do that all the time. We used to do that all the time at school.
Yeah, I like that.
We said at one point, me and Dre said we're going to try to get a piece, and we were trying to go and do the Foley from the Halloween movie. No, just Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
I finally watched it. I forgot to tell you, I watched it like a couple weeks ago.
Did you watch the newest Texas?
That shit was kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie.
It was kinda.
That shit was ass. That shit was. Yo, the fact that spoilers, by the way. Are you planning on watching this at all?
You should watch
What
it.
is it?
The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I've never watched none of them. So.
Just go ahead then.
Yeah.
You probably ain't gonna watch it.
Yeah.
The fact that he was in the house the whole time already, and people were just looking for him. He was just quote unquote sleeping, and then it took for his moms to die for him to reactivate again. And the fact that the lady could have been killed him about 3 different times, and she chose to just talk to this man. You remember me? Like, what the fuck do you have to remember? I'm shooting you in the head and I'm going home.
And she was like shooting in the chest now. Now, everybody know, she knew this last time she tried to kill this motherfucker that bullets didn't help or shooting him didn't help, and he was practically superhuman. So he's not gonna flinch. He didn't flinch at the first 2 bullets that she shot at him with the shotgun.
She has a shotgun, mind you.
Yeah, mind you, and he was still standing. I don't know about you, but they make it seem like if you get shot in the chest with a shotgun, you're flying back.
Yeah.
Like, no matter. So the fact that he wasn't barely, he'll do the right.
Yeah, you coming up off your feet.
Yeah, they're gonna be. Yeah, and then he booked it. He ran. This fucker ran. Who was going after that?
He was
like,
fast too.
He was fast. Like, so that motherfucker, he's like 6'5" or something like that.
Nah, he was like 7 foot.
Oh, okay, even worse. So a 7-foot person running like they're on the track team is already a bad fucking situation. Already. And he's swinging this fucking chainsaw like it's nothing. Like it's a handgun.
He was literally throwing it like a football.
Multiple times.
Throwing it.
Throwing the shit. While I was running. Gas and all. Shit never ran out of gas. That was amazing.
Accuracy was on point.
On point. Unless
He
it
was throwing a chainsaw.
Yes.
Throwing that fucking chainsaw, bro.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know many people that can throw a chainsaw. I want to get a chainsaw so I can throw it, but I feel like
You
I
would
would
kill
have to.
yourself damn near trying to throw a chainsaw. Right?
You would think you have to have push the button to make it go, but the fact I feel like the chainsaw, because of the way that it's distributed, you have to get a hold on it and not put your hand in the little grip thing. So you have to grab it, and then depending on how you throw it, you have to throw it from the heavy side. But what is it called? The saw part, you would have to either make it go forward, and if it does trajectory, it would just go down this way. This shit was, like the way he threw that.
Like a football.
Yeah. Throwing it like a football, man.
It defies all physics. A lot of stupidity.
And the fact that they thought they killed him at the end was hilarious.
You know. And then they didn't take the chainsaw with them. They had everything fucking coming. If somebody trying to kill you with something, you don't just drop it where you thought you killed them at. You take the shit with you. And then you run. You run after you think you killed them. You don't go la-di-da-di-da. That's the big problem. They gave him enough time to crawl out this little thing, get some breath, start a chainsaw, and come after them. He done, like, got all his HP back. He done, like, 4 potions. And it's just like...
He grabbed her out the car, cut her head off, and held it while he saw the other girl drive off in a self-driving vehicle.
And that shit was going slow. He could have ran up to it if he wanted to.
They both should have been dead. But you know you had to have room for a sequel.
He's been throwing the chainsaw for 5 movies though. Or was it just that one he decided?
Yeah, he's always throws the chainsaw and runs after you. He's fast.
He like Thor. He's just throwing it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And they get it. No, and that's the only way you can scare people. If you put like an average ass person to be a serial killer, like if you look at the old Halloween movies and how big Michael Myers was, he was like an average Joe. Like he wasn't very tall. He was a little bit. He was maybe Devon height, but skinnier. I mean, he was just a regular man. When they made Rob Zombie made the new Halloween, that motherfucker was like the wrestler, like Kane. Like he was huge and he was fast, and that's more terrifying than a little skinny man coming after you. I don't care what anybody says. Like picture old Rock, and then now Rock. If now Rock came at you full force,
It's not gonna end well.
it's not going to end well. Old Rock, you probably have a chance because you've been like rip.
Nah.
I feel like I would have. Like I feel like I would be. It'd be quicker to get away from Skinny Rock than Big Rock, because I feel like Big Rock will have unnecessary energy, like super unnecessary energy.
Yeah, I get away from Be Cool Rock.
Yeah, be cool Rock. Like the game plan Rock. He just average looking. He looked normal. Now he just looks like a
Steroid Rock.
a bag of bowling balls.
I believe he's on steroids, but y'all people want to say he's not. But that's just me. This is my opinion. I don't know. Certain people, I believe, when they do certain things like professional wrestling and get that swole, I don't believe it's all natural. I don't believe it. That's just me though. Or at least some type of PED had to be involved somewhere.
So let me get this right. Steroids. I just want to make sure I'm getting this right. Steroids is completely illegal across the board?
No.
Okay. Just using certain steroids is illegal in sports, or all steroids are illegal in sports?
I think it's more so.
It all depends on what you're using. and how and
because even certain prescription medicines, like during the season, you can be suspended for taking them if you don't tell your team that you're taking whatever it is that you're prescribed. Certain things they don't allow because I guess they feel like you could be abusing it, and it shows up in like your drug test or something. I think it's more so really like what do you call them? The PEDs or whatever.
PEDs, yeah.
I think that's what they more so have an issue with, because I guess you gain an unfair
unfair advantage.
Yeah, so you're like super whatever, super fast, super strong, and it's like it gives you an advantage over your opponent, which is like crazy to me.
But those aren't illegal.
Nah,
they just
they are. I mean, I guess they're illegal during the season.
They're not illegal. They just don't want you to use them.
Yeah,
you will get fined for them, though.
I think it's during the season because it's like they'll be like, they found it in your system. But I think if it's in the off season, I don't think they care. But I think like during the competitive season, you can't have it. You can't have it.
Right.
But The Rock can technically use all the steroids that he wants.
Yeah,
unless he gets caught.
He's not
caught by who?
I don't know.
Is he competing with anybody?
Like I said, I don't. At this point, I don't know. When he was a wrestler, this might have been the case, but I think all of them use that stuff anyway. In my opinion.
Wrestling is sorry. Oh,
I mean, yeah, a lot of them was on. A lot of them died from it.
But wrestling's not real.
Yeah,
it's still a professional sport, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you have in order to do those moves, they have to be in a certain type of shape to do it.
It's like reality TV, except with fake fighting.
But they're not. But they're still performing those, even though they're not always completing them and doing the moves literally. They're still showing. You have to be in a certain shape to do that.
I agree with what you're saying, but I get what you're saying too.
Okay,
because it's like I was sitting over here just thinking about it now.
But you got to sell the show too.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if they get caught with like what is the issue with it if it's not real? Like, just think about that part. If it's not real, regardless if it's like professional on TV, like if it's not real
and it's not part of the story,
the money,
so,
the fans
would be like, "Spoo stirs are bad when."
No. So let me try to explain this best way I can. When you,
because I get what you're saying, but I'm listening to what you're saying too. And I just thought about it. It's kind of like, how can you get in trouble for something that's not?
When you find out something isn't real, but the part of your brand this is wrestling, professional wrestling. Even though obviously it's not an unkept secret at this point, wrestling isn't real, but it's the entertainment aspect too. That the delusion it sells, and when the cat's out the bag, you can't sell the illusion anymore. So you have to try to, keep it pure the best way you can.
So do you think? All right, so steroids or PDs or cocaine, like which one do you feel like matters the most if they get caught with it?
Yeah, what matters the most, cocaine or steroids?
Because it's like it's
or
not
meth.
real, and I get that cocaine and some certain steroids are still illegal, whether it's competitive or not, though, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so like
cocaine is a steroid?
No, I'm saying like no. Well, it could, I guess it could be, but like it's like
maybe there's crackhead.
I'm saying as far as like what's worse, like steroids, cocaine.
You would think weed.
Yeah, like it's just like which one do you think like gains? Like all of them do the same thing in a way, right? Because I mean it's not real, so.
So LeBron James had coke in his body.
Yeah,
steroids in his body.
Yeah,
or weed in his body.
Which one is going to be?
I'll say this about before you even go on about that. I'll say LeBron might allegedly be on steroids already, but will.
Yeah, all right. So look,
on PEDs already.
Which one do you think people would look at him? Well, he said turn their nose up at him the most. They find out he was on like PEDs, steroids, or if, like cocaine was like.
I feel like they were turning nose on the steroids. I feel like cocaine. They're like
athletic thing.
Once they come out and finally say he has been on PEDs, they're gonna look at his career different.
Yeah,
I guarantee you.
I'm pretty sure.
Look, there's a specific season you can look at when he went back to Cleveland that second time, and he couldn't dunk for about that first half of the season, and he went to Miami magically and got all his bounce back, I was like, all right, bro, what is that? What happened there?
I remember that. I remember people talking about that.
Yeah, me too.
And there was like, I think that's the most I've heard about LeBron, because it was like he was still like really new, but then all of a sudden it was like a huge shift.
He went from being
He was skinny.
a big swole player
And he
to
was
a real
real-
small guy.
Cause
Because
one thing that happened, I believe they were starting to crack down on the PED use, I believe. So that's might be the reason why he got real skinny, because he tried to say he was on that paleo diet, which, bro, you never looked that thin in your life, man. Something's going on, and he couldn't jump, he could barely run, he was not athletic at all. That first stint in Cleveland, when he came back, all of a sudden he went to Miami, then he got all the bounce back. I'm like,
Met a hot Cuban, hooked him up.
yeah. So
I do remember that though, where he couldn't dunk, couldn't finish. They were saying it was his ankle, and then he came back. He was swole,
Like
got big
huge.
again.
It like Jesus, like he's a big fucking guy.
exactly. So
Well,
yeah. Moral of the story is, if you take steroids, use them wisely. If you're still doing cocaine, which a lot of people are still doing nowadays, surprisingly.
I don't think coke is going away.
He ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere. I think too many white people use it. Like too many like rich white people. Like you don't see here like super rich white people doing meth.
You hear certain celebrities speak on it. They say it, but I don't think people are really listening.
Because they know they're probably doing that
Like
behind the scenes.
you hear certain rappers say, you hear certain. I've heard comedians say, you hear actors. They always say, you know,
Yeah,
they be in a room with a bunch of famous people, and you'd be surprised at how many of them actually do cocaine. It's like they're trying to tell us that like your favorite athlete or your favorite, you know, artist or your favorite actor, they use cocaine.
Smoking weed and smoking crack.
Yeah, and they start them young too.
Yeah.
Rumor out there, Bieber been doing crack since like 13. Or cocaine, I'm sorry.
Bieber?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Since,
that makes sense.
Since he started. That's why he's been so depressed lately.
That makes sense. That's how you, if you see most of these industry and famous artists, they usually have a lot of trauma in their life. And they have been allegedly sexually abused, or
a lot of times when you catch them off guard, when people, I guess paparazzi, whatever, get like pictures of them when they're not on stage or scheduled for the interview, they look totally different. They all look like,
because they ain't got makeup on, and
Exactly,
they fresh off they high.
Yeah.
Most likely.
yeah, they always look like not like you imagine them in their video or when you actually see them.
Yeah, so they showing you this is who they really are, without the glitz and the glamour and the money behind them.
Yeah, but I hear it all the time, especially like Cat Williams. Like I said, Drake has said it multiple times where he's been to award shows and things, and artists or studios and certain artists, producers, everybody's using like cocaine and stuff. He says it. It's just like, I guess they're trying to tell us that.
Drake said this?
Yeah, like
I need that clip.
Like,
Drake. Remember what song was it?
What's the song?
It's an old song. I just heard it the other day. He was saying it. It was
So Far Gone? Oh,
Pass Me the Dutch.
pass me the. Nah, I haven't heard. I need to hear that.
All right. He said what's it? He's like famous. How you say this shit? He was somewhere and he was like famous bitches doing nose candy all around. I know you remember that.
Oh.
Remember that? Like it's certain. I think like, and then Cat Williams, you know, he was saying before that, like, you know, in Hollywood, you know, it's his own religion.
Them parties.
Yeah, the parties.
Talk about the parties.
Yeah, so I mean, he's telling us that like it's a different world when you make it, you know, famous and stuff. So.
Yeah. I believe it. I believe it.
The moral of the story, man, if
I just want to be a fly on the wall, though. I don't want to be involved. I just want to be able to, like,
See who's on it.
yeah, just
Me too.
I just want to know. Just know the drama.
there's a movie that just got on Hulu. It's an old movie called Eyes Wide Shut. If y'all haven't seen it, if you want a kind of a
Eyes wide shut.
it's a kind of a indirect story of kind of what happens, quote unquote, when the lights go out for famous and average people who have a lot of wealth and money and such. It's kind of a glimpse of it. Don't show it to your children, obviously, but
You don't have any children, and I don't think your kid would know what's going on. So,
But yeah. Well, that being said, this is the conclusion of the 2.5 LLCs podcast. We appreciate you all in the morning, noon, and night when they'll be listening and hearing this. Watch the show. If you want to know more information, it will be down in the description.
yeah.
212 LLCs Pod on Instagram and 2.5 LLCs Podcast on all podcast platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you get podcasts at. We do drop every single Tuesday, so if you want to know when we drop, that is the date, and we drop clips along the way as well. If you want to be on the show, please let us know. Our information is in the description. My name is Dre. This is Antwon. This is Kia.
Yeah.
And for the YouTubers, like, comment, and subscribe. If you like the video, you get free likes. If you rate us 5 stars on podcasts and platforms, you are a 5-star general, a generate, if that's a word.
Generello.
But until next time, we out of here. Peace.
Deuces.